there was a release where it's like, whoa, it's a different way of life. People out here are nicer. People are moving at a slow pace. People are just mowing their lawns. People are waving hi, and it's like, to us, we know that doesn't happen to us.
If you wave at me, we might throw some hands.
What's up? Like, why the fuck you waving at me? What's about to happen?
Like,
Am I about to get jumped from behind? Like, what's going on?
What do you mean, excuse me? I mean, excuse me. Excuse you.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we're used to. So out here, people will talk to you in Houston. So I guess to bring a question to you and to us, Johannes, is what are some difficulties? What are some pros and cons that you have found in your time here compared to New York? So moving to New York to Houston, what's the pros and the cons?
Yeah, so I'll start with the cons, matter of fact. The cons of moving down here is one, which I think is universal to anybody coming from a big city state, is, pretty much the culture. Like, the culture is so diverse where we're from. Yeah. So diverse. It is. The culture is very, it's easy to get lost in. Yeah. There is a learning curve if you're not from there, but there's more of a learning curve getting out of there and going to a new setting. Yeah. Like people can adjust in your culture because the environment makes you adapt. Okay. You know what I mean? Okay. Like all the people there, like it makes you adapt to what's there. Yeah. The adjustment of coming from a big city, even though Houston is huge, yes, but the presence is not a big city presence. It's not. That curve is a lot harder because one, I can't walk anywhere. There is nowhere to walk. That's my biggest. I can only walk to my front lawn, then to my door. Yeah. That's one. That's it's the nuance. It's the nuances of the curve. Yeah. It's nothing high level. It's the small nuances that makes the curve harder. Two, the people. Yes, Houston, they say is diverse, but at the same time, it's not as diverse of what we're used to in the city. Not at all. I mean, it's literally, it may be diverse for what they're used to here. Exactly. But in reality, it's not that diverse. It is diverse, right? Houston is a diverse place. But where we're from, you see the different segments. Yes. Where it's like, okay, we got the Latinos, the Puerto Ricans, the Dominicans, we got the blacks, then we got Cubans, and then Asians, Italians. We see it. We see it every day. And the thing is, they coexist. Exactly. Like, as I'm saying, New York, it's one culture. Yes, absolutely. It's just one culture. Where here, it's different cultures. And that's nuance that you need to develop and learn from. And like, for example, they literally have days where certain types of people go out. That's different. Yeah. In New York, they don't really have that. In New York, you go to a club, everybody's in that club. Yep. They're playing all kinds of music. Yep. Everybody's there. Everybody's vibing. Yep. Down here, it is a bit isolated. Yeah. It is. When we were going out, especially when I was going out hard. When you were going. When you were going out. When I was going out hard, and again, it's nothing against it. It's just that when I went out, I went out with the expectation to see like a mixed crowd. That's what I'm used to. I'm used to, like I said, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, blacks. When I went out, and this was the biggest shock to me, was just how large the Mexican population is out here. It's very large. And how different they are down here. Very different. Yeah. And it's just overall, just going to the club, I was like, yeah, this is cool, this is different. But I'm like, why doesn't it feel like more inclusive at the same time? Yeah. Going out with our boy Rashid, I stick out like crazy. But the thing is, it's not just a normal stick out. Like, I feel like people watching me.
Yeah.
I feel the eyes on me, and
Yeah.
it's a little uncomfortable.
It is.
Where in the Bronx where I'm from, everybody knows all my friends and where I'm from.
You just gotta look like you know you belong there. That's it.
Yeah, like I'm used to being. Most of my friends are black. I rarely have Hispanic friends, or if they're Hispanic, they're more of the black, the black culture Spanish friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's what I'm used to. I'm used to being around that. But down here, I walked in comfortable. I'm like, okay, but you can feel the tension of like, who's this light skinned dude?
Okay.
You know, I'm literally. I look around. I'll be the only light skinned dude there.
Yeah.
And then I can literally just see like every person I look through, like they'll do one of these, like they'll look at me and you catch somebody looking at you.
Exactly. Ooh.
It's like, come on, like you better have problems. Like it's not that. Come on, man. Like, but that's what I'm saying. Where it's more difficult to get accustomed to because I'm not used to that.
No.
I'm not used to that. Even going to an all Hispanic club, I'm not used to just seeing just a bunch of Hispanics who are speaking Spanish.
Yeah.
Like they're just only speaking Spanish.
Definitely.
And it's like, whoa.
I know I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. I want to go on record, and I say this confidently. Houston food does not outrank New York or New Jersey in any way. I don't see it. I'm gonna hold true to this. I am not saying that Houston's food is not good. Okay? I'm just saying there's a lot more variety out there, and there's a lot more to get as opposed to here.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing. In New York, we're spoiled in New York because it's so diverse.
Absolutely.
Because it's so diverse.
Absolutely.
You have the many different foods. But things in New York, they combine all the foods together. So you can go to a Spanish restaurant and you can get some soul food. They even have Spanish Japanese restaurants. Sabrosura, all my people out there know about Sabrosura.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? The Japanese Dominican spots, like they have that out there.
Okay.
So a lot of the foods over there is like interconnected. I don't know if that's the right word to use, but whatever.
Yeah,
you know what I'm trying to
you.
say. Here, the food is fire, but it's different. It's different food. It's different food.
How?
So like Mexican food here is not the same as Mexican food in New York. That's one.
That's fair. No, I would give you that.
But
no, they got that shit.
I would take Mexican food down here over New York any day, right?
Obviously,
Any day.
yes.
Now, barbecue food better down here than New York.
Given. Got
Seafood better down here than New York. Come on now, the seafood.
I don't want to listen. I know we like our boil.
Dude,
I know we like our boil, but
listen.
like, I don't think it's.
Listen, come on, we got New Orleans right across.
That's New Orleans, though. That's
but even here
there.
in Houston, though. Listen, the seafood in New York is not that. It's not good. The majority, the hype of it is it's the essence of the seafood boil in New York. The food it'd be average. The seafood it'd be okay, a little bit good shrimp. Like it's okay. But I feel like it's a mental thing. Like, oh, I really like this seafood because I'm in this big old city. I got the bag with the like. It's like New York has a lot.
You're talking about the experience.
Yeah, New York has the experience with the food. So
I like how you added with the food.
Yeah, it adds to
there.
the flavor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where here, there's no restaurants. There's food trucks. Which that is the restaurants down here.
Yeah.
It's food trucks.
Yeah.
And it's 10 times better than New York food trucks.
But I don't feel as though there's an identity with the food here.
There isn't.
They got barbecue.
Well,
they got the tacos.
The identity here is Tex-Mex.
Yeah. And that's what
Yeah,
I'm
that's
saying.
what I'm saying.
I'm not. It's limited to me, and that's where I'm like.
No, 100%.
That's where I have a problem.
But it's not limited to where it's like, damn, what am I gonna eat today?
I don't know. That's me a lot of the time, man.
Nah,
I don't know. Cooking, so
Alright, so the only thing I really miss, well, you know what it is. The two things I miss from New York is, of course, the damn pizzas and the sandwiches.
Yep, the delis, the bodegas, all that shit.
Everything else, I'm kind of good on.
Yeah.
I'm good on everything else. But my sandwiches, my pizzas, please, can we bring some sandwiches in fucking Houston? There is no sandwiches.
Yeah, there's none.
You ask me, what kind of sandwich you like a hoagie? Or a pole, like they do like say like a pole boy, but that's seafood. But it's like no, we talking about. Well, I need a sandwich.
Yeah.
I need a bacon, egg, and cheese. I need a chopped cheese. I need a Philly cheese steak, a little sausalito, on a hero, on a roll. I need something.
And then if you find a bagel spot, right? You know, back home we get a nice bagel for maybe $4, right? Bacon, egg, and cheese, maybe $4 or $5. I got one here. The total came out to a total of like $17.
Yeah.
What?
It's like, so that, I mean,
and it was ass.
Well, there's actually a reason for that, because the New York, when we make our bread, we house our own water for the bread.
Yeah.
Here it has to get imported because the water down here is not that good.
Yeah.
So that's why a lot of their breads and stuff be that expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, but yeah, you know, it's true though. Like, I'm not buying no sandwiches down here.
Yeah.
No, and I miss that shit.
Okay, so we got 2 cons right there.
Yes. Okay. And that's definitely a con. Just not having my pizza and my sandwiches. Oh man, you don't understand. I dream about it. Like just waking up one day, I got a fresh hero bacon, egg, and cheese melted. The cheese is melted. The ketchup and mayo is dripping.
Take a flight back home, bro.
It's all over my hands. You know what I mean? Like I gotta like. You know, I gotta decide. Do I lick it off or do I wipe with a tissue? I'm probably gonna hit it with.
All right. So what's another con or pro that you want to get into?
I think I got one more con.
Okay.
Another one of my cons is if you are a lazy person, you are not gonna thrive here. You can kind of get away from New York because New York has a lot of programs, has a lot of services.
Mm-hmm.
New York has there's a lot of lazy jobs in New York. It's because it's so saturated. There's more work from home jobs. You know, there's jobs where it's like, oh, I'm taking care of my family member. Like, you know, you can finesse the system more in New York than down here. Obviously, because there's more people. You know, things like that. So if you're lazy, and that's more of a con and a pro. It's just more of like here you need to either be really good at physical labor. Or you need to be really good at what you're doing as far as like corporate wise.
I will throw into the mix. So I personally am in IT, and the IT landscape is actually amazing here.
Oh yeah.
You've seen how I've progressed and like, you know, start off
corporate Jonah. Jonah.
So I'm the corporate guy in IT, working my way up. But I will say, Houston is a working city.
It's a working man city.
Yeah. Everyone says it. Like everyone in the office, we talk about it, and I'm like, they say it. There's not much to do in Houston, but Houston is really good for work. If you want to come out here and really thrive in whatever it is that you may do, IT is. I could speak from experience. The IT field out here, growing out here, it's awesome. The landscape is amazing.
Yeah, 100%, man. And you know, to even add more to that, you know. The reason why I see it as a con is because there's not that many avenues for more jobs. You know, I would say in that sense it is kind of limited because you know Houston is still growing. It's either you're doing construction or warehousing, or you're doing like banking and IT. Yeah. The middle ground.
There's not
really middle ground.
No.
Like there's
supply chain, right? Like
that's all logistics. You know, that's all part of my field. But it's like there's no like. How you say that? What kind of compare it to New York, man? Like for a job in New York, like
that's the thing. New York has a variety. You know, you have the transit. You have transit.
Perfect example. New York, you got like receptionists. You have like receptionists.
Yeah.
You have like hostess. You have like
That's still a thing.
It's still a thing
just
here,
not
but
to the same degree
exactly
over there.
Yeah.
It's
like if you're not really doing much as a receptionist here. Now what is big here though is like clubbing, bottle.
It's
waitressing, they call it hospitality down here.
Yeah.
Hospitality, which is big
Southern
here.
hospitality.
So that would be kind of like the middle ground bridge in comparison to New York, where that's the middle ground.
Yeah.
You're doing club work, you're doing nightclub work, like bouncing, or like you run a little club.
Yeah.
Or you're a bottle girl, or like you're doing the hookah. Like that would be the middle ground.
Mm-hmm. That is, I could attest to that. I was always going out on it. The scene.
No, it's good money though. Let me wrong.
It's good money. Yeah,
they make their money, but
it's 24/7. I did not understand the degree. Like, yes, I was going out heavily. I was smoking my hookah, drinking, all that good stuff. But the thing I started to notice after I stopped partying, hookah, drinking, all that stuff, is how often the scene is going on. And like, yeah, you could say that about anywhere, but I feel like it's
Nah,
pretty
here
intense. It's
more
pretty
intense.
intense.
It's concentrated here. It's concentrated here. It's like that's like a focus. Like, yo, Saturday night, we got standard or whatever, 53
Standard, yeah, whatever the fuck it's called, right?
Whatever. Or we out to Bliss, whatever.
Even
it
on
is,
a
like,
Wednesday night, but that's what I mean. Like, it's not just a weekend.
No,
like,
they
it is
doing it
Monday through
They
Thursday.
doing it every day. Like, listen, loyal Houston people, where are they getting this money from, man?
Yeah, no, for real.
I need to understand that.
I need to know.
If I'm out every day buying, no, mind you, these bottles is $400, $300. If you're doing this every other night in the week, dude, do you not live in a home? Do you not have a place to stay? Like, where are you eating?
I personally want to say some of it's like mommy, daddy money. It has to be.
I mean, that was for sure. But at a certain point, it's like, all million of you can't be having mommy and daddy money. Like, some of y'all, where y'all getting this shit from? Because y'all don't post nothing about being at work. Y'all don't be like, oh, I'm on the grind. Oh,
and we met a lot of people, man.
We met
a lot of people.
You got a lot of people. None of you guys are posting that work, or just woke up early for work, or think I got a hangover, still doing my shift.
Word.
Y'all posting, oh, I got a hangover. Back to the club. Like, what is that? Y'all getting paid for this? Like,
please, if we're wrong, let us know. Like,
yeah, blow those comments of what y'all doing. Let me know, man.
What we see is the complete opposite, where we just see you guys partying. And again, I was a part of that, but shit, like
maybe working is like a secret down here. That's like a secret life.
I don't know.
Nobody can know you're working.
I don't know.
Damn, we messing up right now.
We're fucked up.
Damn.
We brought the tri-state mentality.
Damn, man, you're not gonna make it here.
Shit.
Yeah.
I'm in the wrong field. All right.
No, but yeah, man. So that'll be my cons. That'll be my cons now. Now my pros is a lot longer than my cons.
I can agree to that. I'm trying to think if I have another con. Again, the food is the biggest thing for me.
That's my number one.
I want to definitely say for me, here's another one, and I feel like I just commented on an Instagram post recently.
Mm-hmm.
I got some people liking it because they agree, but it's there's not much to do here.
Okay.
I personally listen, and it comes down to personality types, and we've had this conversation prior. He's a lot more laid back. I'm more of like, okay, if there's something to go do or like, let's go check out, let's do it.
This dude's a magnet.
I feel like being in Houston for 6 months, let's say 6-7 months, I experienced everything there is to know about Houston. Can you fault me for that?
You been on a boat? You on the lake yet?
I've been on a boat. I've been on a lake.
Okay.
I've been to the in Austin.
Okay. But did you do like go to Conroe, like the actual boat party type
Not
stuff?
yet. No.
Okay.
No. All right.
There's still a few things we got on the list.
Okay, I got a few things on the list, but overall, when people come to Houston, they're like, "Oh, there's so much to do. Let's go check out the murals." I pass by that every single day. Oh, go check out opera. That was in one of the comments. I'm like, who the fuck goes to opera? Who wants to go check? Johannes, don't even say yours.
No. I love opera. I ain't watching no opera, but
like,
I think it's more of okay.
But it goes back to what you said about the walkability.
Yeah.
There's no walkability. So what am I doing?
So here's now. Okay, Jonah's take is he's a social person. He needs the foot traffic. You need the social gatherings, things like that. Which is it's still here. It's just more of. For me, I think it's just more of just doing it. Back like over in New York, okay, he's the comparison, right? People say, "Oh, there's nothing to do here, or anywhere." I can honestly say that about New York, because for one, if I wanted to do something, there's a 3-month wait line.
Yeah.
If I wanted to do something, I gotta spend 2 months of rent. If I wanted to do something, I gotta sit in 3 hours for 3 hours for traffic, then get there. It's packed as hell.
Yeah.
Can't enjoy it. It's too loud. Too many people around. Fight breaks out. It's too much commotion. Spending a shit ton of money to be in a little confined space and be like, oh, the experience. And all we did was walk 3 steps. And then we leave in there and now we broke.
Yeah.
And then now we gotta figure out what we gonna do or eat. So it's like, let's break it down. New York. On the top of my head, I think about the pier. The pier is cool. It's free. You just go there and chill.
But that's what I mean.
Yeah.
But not everything I'm talking about has to involve monetary and going to spend money.
But in New York, you have to spend the money in New York. In order for you to do New York stuff, you got to spend New York money.
Okay, I get that.
Yeah.
But we're focused on Houston.
So now Houston, right? Here, one, if you want to do the same things, it's not as expensive.
Okay.
Two, it's more accessible. Like if we want to tomorrow, let's go rent a boat and go. We can do that.
Okay.
It's more that it's not a wait line. It's real quick. 1, 2, 3. If you want to go to a fancy restaurant, we can do that. If we want to go to a Skyline, we can do that with no problem.
What Skyline?
Oh, I haven't got to that part yet. But come on, I mean, listen.
I get what you're saying. Yeah,
It's like the thing is here for people here saying there's something to do here because they've been here.
Yeah.
They me with Times Square. I've been there 3 times.
Okay.
But literally, I've lived there for 26 years of my life.
Yeah.
I've been to Times Square 3 times. Not one time that I go, wow, I love New York.
Yeah.
Not once did I do that. My mind was, the hell, get me out of here.
Yeah.
What am I doing? Just walking around?
Mm-hmm.
So it goes back down to the kind of person you are.
Yeah.
For me, this setting of Houston, for me, there's a lot to do. Because again, if I wanted to go do something, I can go do it with no problem. Now, you say, like, what is there? Okay. One, there's a lake. There's lakes here we can go to.
Okay.
There's rivers here we can go to.
Okay.
You know, there's definitely, Louisiana is right there. We're accessible to another lit state that we can have access to.
Okay.
All right. There's a shit ton of land here, where we
see. But think about what you're saying right now. You're saying there's a shit ton of land. I'm talking about things to do.
No, well, every city has the same things to do. Every city has murals. Every city has museums.
Yeah.
Every city has the same things.
Yeah.
Literally, there's not one city that has something no other city has.
Fair, but there's no connection here. There's no. So there's here where we are right now in downtown Houston.
Mm-hmm.
There's tunnels. I'm pretty sure. Have you been
You
yet?
told me about it. Yeah.
So I always go through those tunnels. It's only for corporate America from like 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. The tunnels are only people that work down here in downtown Houston. Why is that not going on 24/7? And that's my problem.
Well, people
with
drive
Houston.
down here. People drive mostly down here.
And that's fine. But why aren't people more wanting to come down to downtown Houston? Why aren't there shops in the city? Like when my boy came down for my birthday, we're driving through the city. He's excited to be here, but then he's looking around. It's like maybe 8 on a Friday or Thursday. And then he's like, where the fuck are all the people?
Well, you're in the wrong spot at that time. You gotta go to Washington or Midtown.
Yeah, then that's fair. But again, we're in the city. You know what I mean?
But that goes to show why it's difficult acclimating to this culture, because the culture here is not downtown.
No,
that's what I'm saying. Like you can't bring New York culture mentality in here and be like, okay, I'm gonna emulate that. I'm gonna mimic that.
Yeah.
No, you gotta kind of get accustomed to the culture here.
That's fair, but I think overall Houston wants to get to that point.
Oh, they are.
And that's where it bothers
yeah.
me. I see the potential.
Yeah, they are.
I do see the potential. I have to take you down there so you could see, and you'll be like, yo, this is lit. Like, this could be going on all day. Right now, it would be so dope for us to be like, oh, you're hungry like you are.
Yeah.
Boom, let's go check it out. There's a whole bunch of spots down there.
Yeah.
But there's not. There's like the 1 or 2, and then the rest is like vacant space. But it's dope.
Yeah.
And it's just a little confusing. I get your point, but
No, that's valid. I mean, listen, it's a growing city.
yeah.
The city is still growing. I tell people it's gonna be the next New York and better than New York. It is gonna get to that point. It's gonna get to that point. It's gonna be better than New York. New York right now, I'm sorry, New York right now is in turmoil. They don't know what the hell they got going on over there.
Yeah,
I'm glad I am not in New York right now with all that stuff going
that's
on
a whole
over there.
other topic.
That's we're not gonna get into that.
Yeah.
But yes, valid. It is true. It's just for me, it's more of literally adjusting to the culture here.
Yeah, and that's fair.
And you know,
and I could
and you know, we know people. If we want to do these things, we can just, hey, let's go do this, and we'll do it. And as a group, we'll do it. That's what it is here. Here. So, as a group, to finish up with the cons, as a group, if we wanted to actually do something, what we gotta do is get our people together, and you know, just do these things. I think that's what it comes down to, is actually doing it and having the time to do it. Because a lot of we be working. A lot of the times we be busy, we be working, we be doing other things, but it's a lot easier to do group things down here than in New York. But now we'll dive into the pros now. For the pros of being here. One, time. I have a lot more time in the day.
Yeah.
Way more time in the day. I'm not always in traffic.
I don't know about you.
Like,
you're on a motorcycle.
Me,
yeah. The Houston traffic fucking sucks dick.
But
it's bad.
It's okay. It's bad, but
it's bad.
We've had worse. We've dealt with worse. We've dealt with worse. Literally, like here, you can drive a mile here, and good time. Driving a mile in New York,
it's bad.
It's hours.
Yeah, no, I feel that, but the thing here is that it still equates, like, yeah, you're going 17 fucking miles out, but you still have to drive that hour. It's a long fucking time.
Yeah, but at least you're getting there though.
It's like anything, but the traffic is still bad. See, I commute in and out of the city, especially when I was up toward the Springwood. In spring, that was an hour and 20-minute commute I had to make. That's a lot. And that was due to a lot of the congestion here because there's only one way in and out of the city.
No, yeah, come into the city for sure. Just try to come into the city. Yeah.
But overall, it's not as bad, I guess. For me, it's bad.
I mean, but at least you can do errands here and not have your whole day get wasted.
Yeah.
In New York, a Target run is your whole day.
Yeah.
You need a day just for that.
It can be. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one pro.
I guess I've already mentioned it. The pro here would be, you know, just the landscape of jobs. Like you could get into a lot of different things. You could, again, I could speak solely on the IT field. It's huge. The landscaping business, it's huge. Like you could start your own business out here and really get something in motion because there is a need for everything, right? There's a good need for a lot of things out here to get started. That's my biggest pro. That's ultimately why I did come to Houston, was just to get further in my career ultimately, and it's working and it's going really, really well. So that's my biggest pro.
Yeah, especially with this growing city, with these new jobs here, a lot of companies are putting their headquarters here and things like that. Yeah, that's definitely a huge bonus.
Do you think you'll stay in Houston for the rest of your life?
As of right now, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I will always say if I ever become really, really wealthy and I have a boatload of money I'm able to get my hands on, I'm moving to DR.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave America and go to DR and live very, 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 very comfortable.
Yeah. I definitely think for me this is more of a being here. I love it. I love everything that it's providing, but I don't think I get that home feel in Houston. I could definitely see myself here for maybe another 4 or 5 years. Again, work my way to the top in my respective career, and then go somewhere else. Do I know where that somewhere else is? No.
Yeah.
But I think overall with this conversation, can you attest your opinion to that life hack that they say about leaving your hometown? Do you think it gets you further in life? Do you think you would be the same Johannes if you stayed in New York or if you came here?
Well, if I stayed in New York, I would be the same Johannes.
Well, do you think you would have made as much progress in that sense?
No, because I definitely. Well, the thing with me, individually, I'm a go-getter. Like, I'm gonna get it, however I get it, regardless. I'm always gonna be doing what I want to do and what I need to do. But as far as the rate that I'm at now, with me being here, it would not be the same as if I stayed in New York.
Like, do you think you would have a house if you were still in New York?
No, hell no.
Exactly.
Hell no. I would still be living with my parents.
Yeah. And what about career-wise?
Career-wise, I mean, I could have found, a job,
Mhm.
make, really good money. I could have easily, done that easily. I mean, I've had offers before I came out here
Mhm.
to go to, work in these other companies, but it's not what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And but I'm somebody, I don't see myself working until I'm 67, 70 years old to get a 401k pension, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
I don't see myself as that. So for me, I would have been those people in New York who were just stuck with one job and just maintain the bills just to get by.
Yeah.
I would have been stuck doing that. Like right now, I'm comfortable. Like I'm right now, I'm able to pay bills and do whatever, do whatever I want because I don't have that. I don't have that always need of, oh damn, I gotta pay this, I gotta pay that, I gotta pay this. Oh, I don't have it this month, I don't have it this week. Like of course, thank God that I'm able to be in a position where I can pay my bills and still do what I want to do. But I definitely would not have the opportunities, especially like even me doing this. I would not. I would, because I wanted this idea of being out there and doing these things that I wanted to do back at home, back in New York. I just never did. There's too much distractions.
I will say also, I feel like there's a different aura about being out in Houston. It goes back. I'm going to go on a whim here and say that there's a lot of people back home that they like to talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk.
Yeah, it's all about how good can you talk.
Yeah, and over there, I can't see myself with even all the people that I know. I don't see myself looking back and being like, oh yeah, this would have definitely started, because I just don't think it's a thing to really get things in motion over there. Everyone's just trying to find some complacency and just be comfortable where they're at instead of branching out. Like over there, it's weird to like branch out and do something different.
Because the thing in New York is it's about survival.
Yeah.
How well are you surviving?
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, I gotta stay here where I'm at. I gotta stay at this job because I gotta maintain this. I gotta maintain that. I gotta keep doing this. And
pay this, that.
Yeah, and people don't understand. Like, if that's the lifestyle you're creating, if you're not doing anything different or anything extra, you're gonna stay in that exact lifestyle. It's like people who I see with multiple jobs, and I ask them, what's the point of the second job? Oh, to pay bills.
Yeah.
I tell them, you do know you're just enabling this lifestyle.
Yes.
You're gonna stay in this lifestyle, having two jobs just to pay bills. And they say they go to New York. Oh, why don't you leave? Oh man, my family's here. Exactly. It's like, okay, but at the end of the day, yes, family is family, but is family that important to where you have to limit your lifestyle?
Yeah, your potential, what you can
possibly do just because of family. I'll kid you not. Like, this is no offense to my family or friends. Even when I was back at home, I would not see them or talk to them. Exactly. I talk to them the same amount of times as I am down here. So at a certain point, I was like, why am I really?
You have to start looking out for yourself.
Yeah, it's like, why do I keep dangling this, this bait when this is holding me back?
Exactly. But that's the thing, and I do believe it is a life hack to get out of your hometown, where you've always been, where you've always lived all your life, because then you see the other perspective. You see the same thing. Like, and I agree with you 1,000% that I talk to my friends the same amount that when I was with them, I wouldn't see them that much. Same thing here, right? Like, yeah, I'm not seeing them, but I'm talking to them just as much as I would have seen them if I was over there. And that's the thing. When you're stuck in that comfort, you're just like, well, I know my friends down the block. I could see whatever, Joe Schmo, whenever the fuck. But then, yeah, that's it. You just get comfortable.
And that's the thing that I'll ask, if you ask people back in New York, the majority of people, like, are you doing what you want to do? Nah, I gotta do what I have to do. I gotta do what I gotta do. It's always I gotta do what I gotta do.
Yeah.
Or what about what you want to do? Like, how about you do something you want to do? Oh no, I can't because it's gonna mess this up. I'm comfortable where I'm at. Like, oh, that's too different for me. It's too much of a change for me. And it's like, New York, people in New York want all these big things, but do not want to do the change.
No.
Because I'll be honest, growing up in New York, you get accustomed to the distractions and the multiple different things that there is out there. Like, a perfect example is sports.
Mm-hmm.
There is rarely athletes in New York who will play the same sport all year round. Like, it's either winter is football, spring is basketball, summer is baseball.
Yeah.
It's a rotation. Like, you will rarely find somebody actually playing one sport and dedicating time for that one sport in New York.
Mm-hmm.
You go shoot down here, it's like no, it's living, breathing sports.
Mm-hmm.
Like these people are working at it, they're training at it. They're actually, I mean, one that the weather permits it.
Yeah.
But it's like there's more of a focus down here, because there's less distractions. You know, like there's less things, there's less extra things to think about down here.
Mm-hmm.
It's very simple down here. You go to school, you go home, and then you do whatever you want to do.
Yep.
You do whatever you want to do, but the fact that you have to go out your home to do things,
mm-hmm.
it creates a routine and discipline for yourself. Where in New York, you can literally just be home and not do anything.
Yeah.
You could walk across the street, you could walk here and there. Like it
weather plays a big part in that. I want to touch on that. Like, weather plays a huge part.
Oh,
in
yeah,
it also,
yeah.
because you know, once it's snowing and raining,
no
one wants to.
outside.
No one wants to go outside.
And you factor
weather.
in weather applies to like depression in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're not seeing the sun
There
all
is
the time.
seasonal
It's
depression,
cold. Yeah. Like, dude, that messes with your mind.
Yeah.
That messes with your mind. So, you know, just the overall aspect of coming down here, having a fresh start, a fresh perception,
mm-hmm.
being able to come down here and go, okay, I left everything
mm-hmm.
back home. I can reinvent, restructure my mind to a new routine, and it kind of it forces you to do more.
Yeah, I will give the other side, and I'm happy, right? Because it's not always smooth sailing, right?
No.
Like coming down here, changing your location, moving to a different state, it's not smooth sailing.
No,
so
it's not hard at all. I mean, it's hard. It's not easy at all. It's not easy at all.
I could definitely attest to this, that it has been extremely difficult actually moving down here in a variety of ways, financially, job-wise. You know, I came down here, graduated college, and you know, I'm like, I want to go to Houston to capitalize on the landscape. I came down here for like 6 months, 7 months, you know. Yeah, I was partying, I wanted to have a little break, but man, those calls weren't coming in for you know, any recruiters, any kind of job opportunities. I had to, you know, work at a school, leverage my way to get to corporate America. It's very difficult, but what I will say to that is that it's worth it. Right, there's a lot of people that could go through the difficult times that just shell up and be like, well, fuck it, I'm gonna go back home. This isn't for me, this isn't comfortable, it shouldn't be this hard. And I had all those same doubts and concerns and questions, like, oh damn, should I go back? Man, maybe I did make the wrong choice. But what's the saying? Like, anything worthwhile, like, it's not gonna come easy. If you stick it out, then that's when you're gonna see the payoff, and I'm starting to see that now. You know, I'm moving up the ranks in IT. I'm getting more and more job offers, moving up bigger tech companies, gas and oil companies, all that good stuff. But it is not easy to get there. You have to readjust, like we said, readjust to the culture, to the people. And it's just overall an experience. But you're never going to get it if you never leave.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not going to love the journey, then you're not going to appreciate the reward.
Not at all. Not at all.
So, trial and tribulations, you know, God will always put obstacles in your way so that once you get there, everything's already in place for you.
Yeah.
Like literally, like when I came down here, it took me 7 months to find a job. And at the same amount of time that it took me to find a job, found a home.
Mm-hmm.
Literally the same month.
Mm-hmm.
Got a job, bought a house.
Yep.
So literally, all that is very true. You just gotta have faith. You know, stay dedicated. Don't deter from your journey.
No.
And just keep doing your part, man.
And I think that ultimately comes down in believing in yourself and your vision,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because you're not just gonna move somewhere just to move somewhere, unless you really have, like, you know, a strong vision, a strong passion. Like, yeah, I want to go over here because of X, Y, Z. You know, you really have to believe in it and see it before you do it.
Yeah, like I've been manifesting this for years.
Yeah.
I remember when I was doing it, 1 week I just said, all right, I'm leaving next week. And everybody was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like, I thought you were leaving in the summertime. I'm like, no, I feel like leaving now. And it was like a shock, but like, to me, it was nothing. For me, it was like, yeah, like, what I'm waiting for.
Yep.
Like, literally, what am I waiting for?
And that leap of faith, it really, to you and I, we're doing something that other people can't even fathom, right? To other people, us, we're like, oh my God, these guys did the impossible. And we kind of did, but the type of characters that Johannes and I are, we're very strong-minded and we want the best for ourselves. And I think ultimately that's what everyone should want for themselves. But they just, some people just get scared.
I mean, it's scared at the same time, is that not many people are truly independent.
No.
Not many people really took time to see what they can really do on their own.
Yeah.
You know, this day and age, everybody's so dependable on somebody else. Or I need a partner I can afford this apartment or house, whatever.
Yeah.
Or I need my family, just because if something, I hate when I can't tell you how much I hate when people tell me, oh, you gotta be close to family just in case something happens. It's like, do you not understand that if nothing happens, I had just wasted years and years and years just for a maybe?
Yeah.
And even if something did happen, okay, it happened.
What's the difference of us being here and taking a flight home if something happens?
And that's something I would never understand. Was, oh, but if something happens, you need to be here. It's like, no.
Well, you know what that ultimately is. It's excuses.
No, yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's an excuse to justify, okay, that comfort.
Yeah. That
comfortability of, okay, I know that I don't have to do anything different in my life. I don't gotta change. I can just do what I'm doing right now, and I can maintain this.
Yeah.
And then for me, I'm sorry, that is not a life for me. I've always thought differently than many other people.
Yeah.
And I've always bettered myself. I've always relied on myself. Of course, me able to do this because, you know, I have faith. Like, I have a backing spiritually, but at the same time, I still have to do my part in believing in myself and believing in my faith.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, whenever it came down, my back against the wall, I'm not looking at my family. I'm not looking at my friends. I'm not looking at anybody else but me. You know, and don't get it twisted. It's me and the man above, but it's me.
Yeah.
Like, it's us against the world, how I see it. So
nobody
gonna pay my bills. Nobody's gonna put me in a better position but me. Nobody's gonna do these little hard things, these changes of direction but me. So I like the saying what is like, why take advice from people who haven't even done what you want?
Yep. That's very true. Everybody has an opinion. Everybody feels like they know. And I've had some tough conversations, I don't know if you have, with some people back home, and then, you know, just ask them the general question, like, hey, what do you think? Like, do you think you would ever move? And then they start coming up with justifications and excuses, and they talk as though they know. But what do they really know if all they know is one thing?
That's the thing. They'll say it's it's too much. And it's like, what's too much?
How do you know it's too much?
What process is too much? Because I'll be honest, I went through the process by myself. The hardest part was just saying, all right, I'm going.
Yeah.
That was the hardest part. Everything else, because the thing is, everything else, once you're doing it, you're doing it.
Yeah.
I don't like, that's already taken care of. The hardest part was literally me saying, like, oh, I'm going. Yeah. That's it.
That's the hardest part of anything. It's just taking that first step and being like, well, I'm gonna just keep going in this direction and see where it takes me.
Yeah. And you know, don't get me wrong. There's definitely, New York does have go-getters. It does create hustlers. It does create that I'm gonna get it mentality from a lot of people. 100% it does. But, you know, that's a side of New York that most people aren't from. Like, I'll be honest, if you're from the hood, if you're from around the hood, that mentality does not really exist. The mentality is surviving.
Yeah.
The mentality is, do not become that guy.
Yeah.
As long as I don't become that guy, I made it in life. But what they don't understand is that guy that you're trying not to become has set your potential so low because you think that all you got to do is make it to 21. That's your potential. And for some cases, for some people, yeah, make the 21 is a huge deal.
Yeah.
But in retrospect, that's how low the bar is. That all you gotta do is just make it to 21.
Yep.
All you gotta do is don't sell drugs.
Mm-hmm.
All you gotta do is don't use drugs. All you gotta do is, don't be in a corner. Like that's how low. If you're not doing that, you made it.
Yeah.
And I don't like that mindset is hard to come by. Mm-hmm. Not everybody is able to develop that on their own. No. I'm grateful that I grew up in a home with parents and a sister who, for the most part, even despite everything we were surrounded by, we were still strong on what we wanted for ourselves and, knowing right from wrong.
Yeah.
So for me, my standard, I wouldn't even compare it to nobody on doing things I shouldn't be doing. I was not worthy of being compared to that because that space is not meant for me. You understand what I'm saying? Like that space right there, I don't belong. I'm not in that world.
Yeah.
I was never in the street. I never even thought about that.
Yeah.
So that idea of as long as I'm making it and not doing these things, people are like, you're not doing yourself any justice.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta set that bar high. High. You gotta set it here just to get here.
Yeah.
Because if you're setting it here, you're already down here.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not how for me. That's not what I want for myself. I do not want to raise my kids saying like, "Hey, your dad made it here.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to be here." No.
Yeah.
If I'm here, I want my kids to be here because this is the upper hand.
Yeah.
Right here, this is the upper hand right here. Not just making it, not just hovering the line. No. If I exceeded that bar, I want you to already be past that bar by the time you're a quarter of my age. You need to already be above that line.